So hello everyone, today we are going to discuss various properties of vectors in Scilab. So these are some topics which I have written here. The first one is how to define a vector in Scilab, their addition and subtraction of vectors in Scilab, magnitude of vector, unit vector, transpose of a vector, dot product, coplanar products, vectors, cross product, angle between two vectors, element wise multiplication of vectors, scalar triple product, vector triple product, vector for product, scalar for product, vector using polar coordinates. So all these 15 topics I am going to discuss today in the Scilab. So how can we do all these 15 in Scilab? So let's start. So as I have written always CLC and clear will always be the first two commands. CLC means clear screen and clear means clear the memory of the Scilab. Okay. So if there will be any previous output, it will be cleared by the CLC command. So first of all, we will define a vector. So let us assume that A is the first vector. A is equal to square bracket start 1, 2, 3. So this is the first vector which I have defined in the Scilab. So 1 will be the AX, 2 will be the AY, and 3 will be the AZ, X, Y, and Z components of the vector. So in this way we can define a vector. And let us now display this. The vector A is comma A, and now let us display the vector on the console. So we can see the vector A is here. Now let us come to the addition and subtraction of the vectors, and for that we will define one more vector, say B, and 3, 2, 1. So this is the vector B. Now let us display this vector B on the console also. So now we have defined the vector B also. Now let us perform addition. So I have written the comment also. So this double quotes, the addition of A and B is comma A plus B. Okay, so now let us see what is the output we are getting. So as you can see, 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4, 3 plus 1 is 4. So the addition of A and B is here, which is also a vector. Now the next one is subtraction. And for that we will do this. Let us copy paste. We will write here subtraction. Okay, depending upon A minus B or B minus A, both we can calculate. So again we will display the output on the console, and we are getting the same. 1 minus 3 is minus 2, 2 minus 2 0, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is the difference of, or the subtraction of, vector B from A. Okay, so now let us come to the next point. What is that? Magnitude of vector. So how we calculate magnitude of vector? Suppose I have a vector A which is which has AX is equal to 1, AY is equal to 2, and AZ is equal to 3. Now the magnitude of vector is calculated by taking the square root of AX square plus AY square plus AZ square. And in the Scilab we have a command which will do this in the single line. So within a single line we can calculate the magnitude of the vector A. So how we will do that? Let us write a comment, magnitude, and now we will write this double quotes, the magnitude of vector A is, and this will be comma norm A. So norm is the command which calculates the magnitude of the vector. So single line command, and we are able to calculate the magnitude. Now let us display the output. What is the magnitude of vector A? And we are getting 3.741 is the magnitude of vector A. Now let's come to the next point, unit vector. So we will calculate the unit vector in the direction of A only. And what is that? Unit vector is given by the vector A divided by its magnitude. So what will be the unit vector? Unit is equal to A divided by norm of A and now let us display this double quotes, the unit vector is comma unit. Now again we will display the output on the console to see the unit vector, and we can see the unit vector is 1 2 3. 1 is 1 divided by 3.741, 2 divided by 3.741, and 3 divided by 3.741. So this is the unit vector along the direction of vector A, which we have calculated. Now the next topic is transpose of a vector. So how we can calculate the transpose of a vector? We have given the heading this double quotes, the transpose of vector A is, so simply A then prime. So A prime will give the transpose of vector A in the Scilab. So let us see the output. The transpose of vector A is, we can see 1 2 3, and now it has become column wise. So 1 2 3. So the transpose of vector A can be calculated just by taking the A prime. A prime will give the transpose. Now what is the next topic? Dot product. So how can we calculate the dot product? Dot product. So this bracket start double quotes, the dot product of two vectors A and B. Dot product of vectors A and B is comma A star B prime. By taking the matrix product, A is the, you can assume is a row matrix, okay, one row, and B is a column matrix which has only one column, and A star B prime will calculate the vector dot product. So what we have done is, we are in the Scilab, we represent the vectors in terms of row matrix. Okay, so let us see the output. What is the dot product? So we have two vectors 1 2 3, 3 2 1. Then the dot product will be 3 4 4. Okay, so 3 is here, 4 is here, 3 is here. So 3 plus 4 plus 3, that means 10. So this is what I am getting. The dot product of vectors A and B is 10. So the next topic is coplanar. How can we assume that the two vectors are coplanar? So this is the next topic, and we will do this after calculating the scalar triple product. Okay, so after scalar triple product this topic will come. So we will discuss the coplanar vectors after 11th topic. Now the next one is cross product. So how can we calculate the cross product of two vectors? Okay, two vectors cross product. So there is a simple command, and we will use that double quotes, the cross product of vectors A and B is comma cross A comma B. So this is the inbuilt command which calculates the cross product of A and B. Now let us display. So -4 8 -4. Okay, so this is the cross product of vectors A and B calculated by the Scilab command cross A comma B. Now what is the next topic? Angle between two vectors. So this is very important topic, and all of you should see this carefully. So what we will do is angle between two vectors. So how we calculate the angle between two vectors? So first we will take the dot product of two vectors, and then divide this dot product with their magnitude. Okay, for example, if we take two vectors A and B, then dot product of two vectors A and B divide by their magnitude, and after that we will take the cos inverse. So let us move step by step. So first of all we will calculate the dot product of the two vectors. So I will write dot is equal to A star B prime. So what is that? Dot is equal to A star B prime. So I have calculated the dot product. Now I need the magnitude of A and B. So let us take M1 is equal to norm A, and M2 is equal to norm B. Okay, so magnitude of A is stored in A, M1, and magnitude of B is stored in M2. Okay, two things I have done. Now theta, which is the angle between A and B, two vectors, will be given by A cos. So A cos will take the cos inverse, then bracket start, dot, divide M1 star M2. So what we will do, we will take a bracket here. Why we are taking? Because if I write dot divide by M1 star M2, then what it will do, first it will divide the dot with M1 by M1 and then take multiplications. But what we want, the dot should be divided by both M1 and M2. So if we have taken this bracket here, first it will multiply M1 and M2 and then take and then dot it will be divided by this both M1 and M2. Okay, suppose if I write this, so what this command will do, first it will divide dot by M1, because division and in case of division and multiplication, division we first calculate the division and then multiplication. So what it will do, first it will perform division dot by M1 and then do multiplication with M2. But what we want to divide the dot with the product of M1 and M2. So therefore we will take the bracket. Okay, so and then A cos. So A cos will take the cos inverse. This double quotes, the angle between A and B is comma theta. So now let us see the output in the console, and we can see the angle between A and B is coming 0.775. so this is the angle in radian, that's why we are getting this a very small value 0.77. so if we want cos D, what will A cos D will do, it will calculate the angle by taking the cos inverse in terms of degree. If we do A cos, then it will calculate the angle in terms of radian. Okay, now let us again run the command and see the output. So as you can see, the angle in degrees 44.41 degree. Okay, so if we want to calculate the angle in terms of degree, if we will use A cos D, A sin D, A tan D, or if we want to calculate in terms of radian, then we will simply use A cos or A sin or A tan. Okay, so now let us move to the next topic, which is element wise multiplication of vectors. So there are two types of multiplication. Since we have two vectors A and B, and if we do A star B, it will give error. Why? Because we are defining the vectors using matrices. So A and B both are row matrices, and therefore we cannot take their product, because according to matrix multiplication, the row of the first matrix, number of rows in first matrix will be equal to the number of columns in second matrix. Similarly, number of columns in first matrix will be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. This condition should be satisfied. So if we see in case of A and B, in case of A, the number of rows is 1 and the number of columns is 3, and similarly in case of B, the number of row is 1 and the number of column is 3. So this rule is not matrix multiplication rule is not satisfied, and therefore we cannot take the product of A and B. So in order to take the matrix multiplication of the two matrices here, which we have used to represent the vectors, we have to take the transpose. This is the one way. Now but we want if we take transpose, what it will do, it will calculate, if we take the transpose and take the product A star B prime, then it will calculate the dot product. Okay, what is the element wise multiplication? So element wise multiplication means 3 will be multiplied with 1, 2 will be multiplied with 2, and then 1 will be multiplied with 3, and we will get a third vector, which is by using this multiplication. So let us see element wise multiplication. Okay, so this is a very good topic. What we will do, let us store this A star b, and let us see what will happen if we do only a star b. Since matrix multiplication rule is not satisfied, this will give error. Let us see. So as you can see, we are getting the error inconsistent row and multi-column dimension. This is we are getting because the matrix multiplication rule is not satisfied. Now, in order to calculate the element wise multiplication, what we will do, we will put a dot here, and so I have not displayed. So again, let us display the value of element wise multiplication of a and b, comma c. So let us see what we are getting in the console. So as you can see, 3 4 3. Why we are getting 3 4 3? Let us see. Vector a is this, vector b is this. 3 multiply 1 1, 2 multiply 2 is 3 multiply 1 is 3, 2 multiply 2 is 4, and 1 multiply 3 is 3. So we will get 3 4 3 because of this element wise multiplication. Similarly, if we want to perform element wise division, then which operator we will use? Dot divide. Okay, so for example, a dot divide b, this will give the element wise division, and we can see this also. This bracket start element wise division of a and b, comma c. So element wise division of a and b. So here what we are doing is we are dividing the elements of a with the b, with the elements of b, and let us see the output. 0.33, 1 and 3. So but why are getting this output? As you can see, 1 divided by 3 is 0.33, 2 divided by 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 3 divided by 1 is 3. So this is the exactly same what we are getting. So this is the element wise division. Okay, the next topic is scalar triple product. Okay, so how can we perform this scalar triple product? Let us come here. So for that we need two vectors, a, b, and a third vector c. Okay, so scalar triple product means we need three vectors. So let us put the heading scalar triple product. Now let us define a third vector, say c is equal to triple 1, 1 comma 1 comma 1. So this is my third vector. Now in order to calculate the scalar triple product, first we will calculate the cross product of two vectors, say a and b, and then take the dot product of this cross product with the third vector c. So for what we will do is, since as you can see we have already calculated the cross product, and which is given by this command. Okay, so we just copy paste this cross product of a and b. Okay, and what is the dot product? Dot product says a star b prime. So now we will take the dot product. So we have a cross product of a and b, and then take the dot product with the c. So we will take c prime. Okay, so this will give the scalar triple product. So what it will do, first we are taking the cross product of a and b, and cross product, when we take cross product of two vectors, but we will get a third vector which is also a third vector. Okay, and then we take this product with c prime, and this will give the dot product. So cross a comma p is also a vector, c is also a vector, and in case of triple product, what we will do, we will calculate the cross product between any two vectors and take the dot product with the third vector. So same thing we are doing here. We have calculated the cross product between a and b, and then take the dot product with the vector c and stored the dot product in c, d. Scalar triple product of a, b, and c is comma d. So the scalar triple product of a, b, and c is 0. We are getting 0. Okay. Now the next topic is coplanar vector. So we have discussed scalar triple product, and there is a topic which we have left in between is coplanar vector. So now we will check whether the three vectors a, b, and c are coplanar or no. So what we will do is we will write if command if d is equal to 0, then display the vectors are coplanar, else this the vectors are not coplanar. Okay, now let us display the output on the console, and we can see the vectors are coplanar because because the scalar triple product of a, b and c is 0. Okay, so the next topic is vector triple product. So how we will calculate the vector triple product? Vector triple product. So first we will take the cross product of two vectors, say a and b, and then take the cross product with the third vector of this cross product. So we will take the cross product two times. Okay, one between a and b and another between c and the initial cross product vector. So what we will do, we will have a cross product of a and b already. Okay, we have calculated the cross product, and now again we will take the cross product. So let us assume it as d. Okay, so we have saved the cross product of a and b in d. Now take another vector, and now we will take the cross product of c and d. Okay, so this is the way we have taken the triple cross product. Now we will display the triple product which is stored in E. Double quotes, the triple cross product is comma E. Okay, so now let us see what is the triple cross product. -12, 0, 12. Okay, so this is the triple cross product. Now let us come to the another topic, which is 4 product, vector 4 product and scalar 4 product. So vector 4 product means we have 4 vectors and we will take their cross product. So already we have taken the cross product of 3 vectors. In the similar way we can take the cross product of 4 vectors. So for that we need 4 vectors. So we have already used a, b, c, d, e. Let us take f is equal to 4, 5, 6. So this is our 4th vector. Now I have already calculated the vector triple product. So d and e, now we will take one more time the cross product, and we will store it in the another variable, say g, and we will write this as cross bracket start f comma e, and now this will give the vector 4 product. Double quotes, vector 4 product is comma g. Now let us display the output of vector 4 product on the console. So this is the output of the vector 4 product. Now scalar 4 product, in case of scalar product what we will do is we will have 2 vectors, say a and b and c and d. Okay, so now this time we will have 4 vectors. One is a, b, okay, and third vector is c, and fourth is f. So we how many vectors we have? 4 vector, a, b, c and f. So we will take the product of these vectors, scalar 4 product, scalar 4 product. So what we will do, first we will do take the cross product of 2 vectors a and b. Okay, now I will take the cross product of 2 vectors c and f. Okay, so I have taken the cross product between a and b and cross product between c and f. Okay, now what will I do is now I will take the dot product. So again I will save it in another variable. I can save it in g. Okay, previous values will be overwritten. Okay, so now this time what I have to take dot product. between D and E. So I will write D star E prime, and now this double quotes scalar for product is comma G. So now let us see the output in the console. Scalar for product is coming out to be minus 24. Now let us come to the next topic, which is the last one, vector using polar coordinate. So till now I have I have defined the vector using Cartesian one with the help of a row matrix. Okay, so what I did is A is equal to 1 2 3 in within a square bracket separated by comma will be give me a vector in the Scilab. So generally in Scilab we define vector using matrices. Okay, so now this time if I have given r and theta which are the polar coordinates, then how can I get the vector? Okay, so for example, so let us assume that vector using polar coordinates. First I will write the heading. Okay, so what we have given is magnitude in terms of r is equal to, let us assume that 5, or theta is equal to, let us assume that 60 degree. Okay, now what I have to calculate a vector based on this. So let us assume that polar vector, so we will represent it as say P. Now polar vector, what is the definition of a vector? The x component will be given by r cos theta, and y component will be given by r sin theta. We are okay, so how we will do that? R square bracket start cos theta, so I can write theta, okay, comma sin bracket start theta. Okay, so what I will do is I will write if I write only cos and sin, it will treat theta as a radian, but here what I have given is theta in terms of degree, so I will write cos d and sin d, so it will treat theta as a degree. Now what I will do, I will display the vector p on the console. So the vector p is comma p, and let us see the output. So this is giving an error. Why? Because I have omitted the multiplication sign star. So let us put the star also and see the output. So as you can see, the x component is 2.5 and the y component is 4.33, and this is what I am getting with the help of r and theta. So this is the vector with the help of polar coordinates. Okay, so this is a two-dimensional vector. Okay, x with only x and y component. If I have to calculate 3 dimension, then I have to give the phi also. So let us give phi also. Phi is equal to, let us assume that this is times 30. So x component is given by r sin theta cos phi. Okay, so r sin theta, so sin d bracket theta, and then I will use multiplication sign, and cos phi, so I will write phi. Okay, sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi. So sin theta sin phi will be the y component, sin theta sin phi, so I will do sin d, and the z component will be only cos theta. Okay, so what we will do, that cos d bracket theta. So sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi, and then cos theta, and now this time we will get the 3-dimensional vector. Okay, so this is the 3-dimensional vector, and the code and the components will be 3.75, 2.16 and 2.5. So this is how we have calculated the various properties of the vectors using Scilab, and there are many other properties which we can do with the help of the Scilab. I have discussed only few major properties which we need. Okay, so if anyone has any doubt using this using vectors in Scilab, or if anyone has any need or demand of the Scilab video, please feel free to ask in the comment box. I will try to provide the on demand videos on the Scilab as soon as possible. Okay, so thank you for watching the video lecture.